Alright guys, get this. After 15 years on a Harley Davidson Fat Boy, I just got me a Street Glide. So I just bought this bad boy today. It's a 2013 Street Glide, of course. And I got a smoking deal on it, 10,000 bucks. Couldn't believe it. Now you might be asking yourself, Motopilot, why would you go from your awesome customized Harley Davidson Fat Boy bobber to an old man bike like this? Let me tell you what, the bobber was awesome to look at. It was awesome to ride around on short rides, but I want to ride longer, man. I want to go farther. I want to go farther, more comfortable. I want to put my little lady on the back, have her in comfort. I want to have a wind fairing. I want to have saddlebags. The wife will be comfortable now. Now, I picked the Street Glide because to me it's the sexiest of the Harley touring line. But you know what, guys? I got a ton of plans for this bike. It's not exactly the way I want it, and that's great. So I'm starting a new video series called Street Glide Life. It's going to be sponsored by Tucker. We're going to do a bunch of cool stuff to this bike. And I don't just mean a bunch of bolt-on accessories. I'm also talking things to make the bike work better, like changing out the fork oil, things like that to just make this bike work better. Let me tell you guys something right now. After this video, go to tucker.com, go to the V-Twin catalog. We're a one-stop shop for everything you're going to want for your bike. These guys carry everything. It's crazy. Find what you like, write down the part number, take it to your dealer, they'll order from Tucker, boom, you're set. So I'm going to jump on it right now, tell you about the experience going from a Fat Boy to a Street Glide. Let me just show you real quick some cool features. Nice cluster of gauges. We got a radio. Going to do an upgrade on that. We got cruise control. That's sweet. Got a button right here to turn it on. Well, you turn it on down there, and then you adjust it right here as on the fly. I think I'm really going to take advantage of that feature. Got some other stuff going on here I'm not sure about. Spot and ACC. I'll look those up when I get home. Alright, all these cars are making all this racket. Let's ride this thing. And away we go. Let's check out the radio volume. Yeah. You see a little switch right here. Alright, here's the deal. So this radio is not Bluetooth, so that's a big problem. I can plug in my phone right here, but I don't want to deal with that. Cool thing is, whoa, shit. Watch where you're going, Motopilot. Alright guys, so the first thing I noticed when I got this bike, and I really wanted the wind protection, that was very important to me, is it's a little bit windier than I thought it was going to be. My helmet is just kind of, on the sides of my helmet, kind of get pounded with wind. So one of my first plans is to replace this shield right here. I mean, a lot of people go with this low profile shield, and yeah, it looks cool, but it works for crap, man. And I found one that Tucker carries that I think will cure that problem. We'll find out. I don't really know where the wind's coming from, but it's hitting the sides of my helmet, so that's one thing we got to work on. Dude, my freaking shield is so fogged up I can't even see. And here we are riding in the wet on a heavier bike than I'm used to. But yeah, the bike obviously is going to feel much bigger than my Fat Boy did, you know, especially when I bobbed it out. I gotta pull over, dude. I can't even freaking see. Alright, well, I don't want to start this video being a downer, talking about a bunch of negative stuff. Let's talk about the positive stuff first. And you know what? I love the feeling of the bike. It feels nimble. I can like flick it around. You know, it's a bigger, heavier bike than my Fat Boy was, but it doesn't really feel bad when I ride it at all. Now, when I come to a stop sign or a stop light, you really want to make sure you got your feet planted good. Watch out for gravel or anything like that, because you slip a foot on this bad boy and you're going over. And I don't know what this thing weighs. What's up, guys? I don't know what this thing weighs, but I don't want to have to pick it up, that's for sure. Now, when I sit on it, I'm 5'11". I can stand flat-footed on this bike, which is nice. That means I got good control over the bike when I stop. Now, this bike has obviously aftermarket bars on it. I love the height. I think they're like either a 12-inch or a 14-inch. I love, they're awesome. They're perfect. I don't feel a lot of wind on my hands. I think the fairing is blowing the wind over my hands. which is great on a cold day. The bike did come with the stock seat, super comfortable. I love it. I don't love the way it looks, but I love the way it feels. So we'll upgrade that somewhere along the line to something a little more stylish. Gotta find that balance of style and comfort, you know, that's sometimes hard to do when it comes to seats. The motor on this thing is the 103. That's why I picked it. I was looking at a 2000 which had a 96 motor for the same price. Then I found this one 3 years newer with the 103 motor, and I'm like, oh, I'm all over that. Let's go through the water. Psych. But the motor is nice. Love it. Got the Vance & Hines exhaust on it. Sounds really good. I'm not even wearing earplugs right now. So between, you know, the wind isn't too bad sound wise. You know, between that and the pipes, I can ride this thing without earplugs, which is a first for me. I always wear earplugs. What else is really good about this bike? It feels sporty. It's a sporty feeling bike. I don't feel like I'm riding some big turd, some big sluggish old man bike. I mean, it just feels like a cool bike, you know what I mean? Feels like a hot rod. My only requirements when I bought this bike, it had to have the matte black finish and it had to have the bars already on it. Everything else, I'm not even worried about. I'm gonna change it out and trick it out and be good with it. So let's see, the bike rides good. It's got a stereo, it's got cruise control. Love the bigger gas tank. My bobber only had 2.4 gallons. This thing's probably at least 5, so don't have to worry about gas stations all the time. Man, this thing's got some good oomph. Love it. Okay, check it out down here. It's got like these highway, I don't know what these things are called, crash bars. I'm gonna put a set of foot pegs right here so I can stick my legs out, stretch my knees. I got bad knees from riding motocross my whole life. So every once in a while you want to be able to stretch out your legs. I do like having running boards again after having forward controls on my bobber. I can't breathe. Gotta open my shield. Having the running boards is it's more comfortable than having forward controls, because you can kind of, I don't know, it's just more relaxed, a more relaxed position than having your feet out like that. So it's nice to have running boards again. Let's talk about the controls. The clutch, you know, the clutch lever is butter smooth, man. It's super easy to pull in. I love it. The throttle is very easy to turn. There's no resistance there. The brakes are responsive. The shifting is a little bit notchy. Not bad, but it's a little notchy compared to my Fat Boy, which was a 1996. This is a 2013, and the shifting's a little notchier. Not bad. I can find neutral pretty easily. Not as easily as my bobber, but easy enough. I ain't complaining. I'm just saying that's the way it is. This bike has the air ride suspension on it, which I can't say if it's good or bad. The rear shocks are really not challenged the way a set of forks are on a bike. You know, with the forks you're hitting the front brake and the front end, is it diving or not? So right now the air shocks, I really don't know if they're good or bad, but knowing me, I'm probably gonna toss them and throw on a set of cool shocks. Let's talk about vibration. The bike is very smooth. I got no issues with vibration. I mean, every once in a while you'll feel the motor, you know, kind of do that Harley thing. It just kind of chugs, but it's not bad. It's not like I'm feeling a tingle in my feet. I've ridden Harleys before where they vibrate so bad they actually make your feet start to itch. So yeah, it's really smooth. If I get to ride this thing with all these red lights. Okay, so oh really? I don't care if you're walking. That's what crosswalks are for, people. I'm sorry if I seemed impatient about that, but you don't even understand the homeless people. I don't know if she was homeless or not, but we have homeless people at night constantly walking across the middle of the street. I almost had a head-on collision with one on a bicycle the other night. Anyways, back to the bike. Forgot what the hell I was talking about. Yeah, so obviously the bike has saddlebags. Huge feature in my book. Now I can carry my warm riding gear, and if it gets warms up, I can take it off, I can throw my hat in there, the wife can put her purse in there, I can go around town and run errands and pick stuff up. The idea of having saddlebags, I've wanted them for so long, so that's a huge plus in my book. What else is going on with this bike? Alright, I think that's everything good I can think about. Let me talk about some problems I have with this bike, and they might pertain to just this exact bike, not all Street Glides, of course. Now, this bike's a 2013, that means right now it's 7 years old. It probably has fork oil that's 7 years old in it, which is garbage. So the forks right now stink. I hate them. When I hit the front brake, the front end wants to just dive, and that might be a problem with all of them. And I have a plan for that. So we're going to put in some new fluid. We're going to update the internals of the forks. We're going to get the forks working better. Oh, okay, so here's another thing that's wrong with this bike. The front brakes, I don't know what's going on, but when I hit the front brake, I feel a chatter. I don't know if the rotors are completely shot. It has 32,000 miles on it. The rotors might be toast. You know, as they get old, they get loose, and when you hit your front brake, they just kind of want to chatter in there. So we're gonna get that fixed. But God, I just hit the front brake. Look at the way, I don't know if you can see that, but just look at that. That's not ideal. Okay, we're gonna do better. We can do better. Thank God the rain stopped, man. Whew. I was having some serious problems earlier. I had to actually stop the video, go home, put a no fog inner shield in my helmet, and now I got great vision. You know, that's the thing. Besides the wind, which really surprises me because I thought this fairing was going to make this thing wind-free, and the front forks. Other than that, this bike is a 10. I love it, dude. I'm so comfortable on this thing. I love the body positioning. Of course, I don't have the stock handlebars. If this thing had the stock handlebars, like down here, wherever they are, no, I don't like that style. I don't like the way it feels. I feel like I have more control over the bike with these taller bars. It's not just about looks, it's about control. When I had my Fat Boy with 18-inch apes, you know, a lot of people would ask me like, dude, how do you ride that thing with those? And I'm like, you know what, I have better control with these than I do the stock handlebars. It's true. If somebody could tell me what this spot button's for, I looked this up. It's something about turning on all the accessories except for the, like, it runs electricity to everything but the starter, which I don't really understand why you'd want to do that. Oh, also, if you guys went from the 18-inch wheel to a 21-inch on the front, I want to hear what your thoughts on it. Better, worse, what, you know? There's not one video on YouTube that talks about what it's like to go from the stock 18-inch wheel to the 21-inch. I mean, I know it looks better, but does it work better? Does it work worse? I'm gonna make that video. So really, this bike's got all the creature comforts I'm after, and I have to tell you, man, I'm really stoked and excited about doing a build series on this bike. Really excited about it. There's so much potential in these bikes, so many modifications you can do to make them look better, to make them work better, and so we're gonna have a really good time with that. And the idea of this series is not, oh, let's go this way. Victoria Avenue, the oldest street in Riverside. Love it. Horse carriages used to go down this street when it was dirt back in like the early 1900s. So back on the build series, I had the idea of doing this series because I want you guys to see what you can do at home in your garage to service your bike. What are we doing? Not a stop sign. To not only service your bike but also make it better. Everybody accessorizes their bike, but do you really want to pay a technician, you know, the money to do it for you? Shoot, do it at home in your garage. It's not a big deal. So I'm gonna tackle that in these videos. Granted, this is my first Street Glide, but I have pretty good general knowledge of mechanics, so we're gonna get it done. All right, let's talk about the mirrors real quick. The stock mirrors are really strange. There's one right there. That one is broken and missing. When I bought it, it was gone. But you know why I didn't care? Because I don't like them. I don't like the way they look. I don't like the way they work. So that one's going to come off, and we're going to put some nice covers on there, get rid of that. And then I'm going to put some mirrors up here, you know, like that. So that should improve the look, and that should improve, you know, my rear vision. So that's one of the things I don't like about the bike is the mirrors. You know what? Let's try out the cruise control. Turn it on. Right along. come over here, push the button. Huh, look at that. Ta-da! Look, ma, no hands. If you want to speed up, just push it. No, that slows you down. To the right slows you down. To the left speeds you up. You want it to release, just hit the back brake, hit the front brake, it'll release it. Very cool. So cruise control, love it. Works great. It is a little tricky being on the right hand side, you know, on the throttle side. You know, you're sitting there trying to work your throttle and you're trying to work your thumb on this switch. I would have much rather had it over here on the left. Now here's a button right here that says mode, up, down. I don't know, maybe that's, I don't know what that is. Figure it out. All right, let's mess with this radio for a second. Here's the volume over here. And the speakers are pretty much garbage. But let's see if we can get it on a station we at least want to listen to. 95.5. Highway to, whoa, highway to hell, rock and roll. Alright, it's like the radio gets louder as you go faster and there's more wind noise. Seemed like it got louder automatically. Yeah, right now I'm that guy. Honestly, people, I'm not the kind of guy that goes down the road with his music blaring. Guys, that's everything I gotta say about this bike. Make sure you stick around for the whole series. There's gonna be a lot of stuff going on with this bike. And alright, see you guys in the next video.